Obamacare Navigators that receive millions of dollars of federal taxpayer money, telling applicants to lie about their health status.
Lie because your premiums will be higher.
Okay.
Obamacare Navigators advising applicants that they always lie.
Don't tell him.
You told me about that.
Yeah, but don't tell him.
I always allow mine.
Okay.
Obamacare Navigators counseling applicants how to defraud the federal government.
Making money on a cash basis.
Okay.
Don't get yourself in trouble by declaring it now.
Exactly.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely with that other, just act as if that
Didn't happen. Okay.
Never report.
Okay.
All right. Hey, we've seen this this play before, and the man who is responsible for showing it to us is back with us, and this time the cast is different, but like I said, same storyline, same plot, same play. James O'Keefe, the man who brought down ACORN, journalist, author, New York Times bestseller, Breakthrough. And James, welcome back.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. It's been quite a busy day.
I can imagine it's been quite a busy day, and last time we spoke, you were here in studio at Newsmax headquarters, and I appreciate you talking to us today. Okay, here you go again. You went undercover. Your folks went undercover to these Obamacare Navigator sites, and here's some of the results we have. Them telling people how to cheat and lie and steal and commit fraud, and it's very it sounds like a familiar plot, like I said.
Yeah, it's very similar to the ACORN videos in how they play out. I mean, this is just people who are not qualified to make decisions about health care telling us how to lie and deceive, defraud federal government, and they're very explicit. The video kind of speaks for itself. They just say, lie to the IRS. One of them says, I always lie on my applications, and I think these people are not qualified to do it, but they're also, the system is overwhelmed with federal money to these local groups who don't really have the capacity to do it. So the whole thing seems to be completely broken.
Well, talk about who these navigators are. What the groups? I mean, there's no more ACORN per se, but some of these groups are ACORN-like or revamped ACORN-like groups that are getting these thousands and thousands of dollars from under Obamacare, from us, from the government, the taxpayers, to sign people up as navigators and talk about who they are.
That's right. These groups are. They are community organizations and 501c3 groups that, like Southern Urban League or Southern United Neighborhoods, Hispanic Council, and East Texas this and that, and Urban League, and Planned Parenthood and United Way. And they're not in the business of healthcare, but they've been trusted by the federal government with grants and range from $300,000 to $10 million to sign people up for healthcare. And we have gone to them because the president was in Dallas last week, and he said, well, if you can't use the website, then go to the Navigators. So we went to the Navigators, and this is what they told us. And then some Navigators actually said, go to the website. We go to the website, they go to the Navigators. So the whole thing seems to be completely broken, and all I can say is that there's more tapes coming.
Okay, yeah, well, this tape that we played at the top was from the Texas navigation station?
Yes, there was the Texas Navigators. They are from a group called Urban League, and they get this particular office in Dallas gets allocated $376,000 for this office, which exceeds my operating budget in calendar year 2012.
That is just amazing.
It's unbelievable that one of these offices is just like so. It's unbelievable, honestly, that they're this incompetent and unable to manage. Simple things like signing people up.
And who are these people? I mean, as Kathleen Sebelius admitted that the people, at least I thought it was on the phone, but I guess it's in person. The people that are taking the information, in other words, the people that you were talking to, didn't necessarily have to be the ones who were telling you to cheat and lie and steal and commit fraud, but some of them could be convicted felons that you'd be sitting there giving your Social Security number and income information to.
Well, they might be convicted felons after this video.
Yeah, too.
Because it's a Class 3 felony in the state of Texas. Is under statute under Section 37 to commit perjury, to falsify information on forms like this. It's also a federal felony to United States Code 1001 prohibits lying on federal documents, and intentionally doing so. They use the word lie, lie, lie all the time. So, the felony argument, in my opinion, is even weaker than what you're looking at the tape. I mean, these people are on tape in the act committing fraud in the most obvious manner possible, and this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay, but now, what you say? There's other cities and other places. You want to name some of them, and tell us when we could expect them?
I don't want to do that because what I like to do, in terms of our work at Project Veritas, what I like to do is I like to release one video and let the corrupt media, the journalists who, they no longer do journalism, I like them to make excuses and lie and protect them, and then I like to release the second video that embarrasses the journalists. Therefore, the story becomes more than just a fraud. It becomes the media which is trying to protect the fraud.
Well, what has been the reaction so far?
Total radio silence.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
There's nothing they can say. We've got them dead to rights. There's nothing they've been able to say except for, O'Keefe's discredited. They haven't even said that this time around. It's been more just totally ignoring the story, and now the Senator Cornyn has gotten involved, and now that the Attorney General has gotten involved, made the front page of newspapers in Texas, I think they're very concerned. Yeah,
we had Senator Cornyn on at the top of the show, and he did mention what you found, and I told him that you were going to be on later. Let me ask you this: when your people go into, for instance, in Texas, let's say, how long? I mean, do you send? Is this the first person that you send in? The first encounter, or are there several encounters before this encouragement to defraud the government takes place? Explain kind of the timeline, or how long you have to keep at it before you find this stuff.
This is one of the first ones we encountered, but we were in the process of doing an investigation of Battleground Texas, which is a political action committee, We were in the process of doing an investigation of Battleground Texas, which is a political action committee, and we came upon Obamacare Navigators. We were going to these meetings, and they were directing us to Navigators. Why a political action committee is working in tandem with healthcare signups is beyond me. People would be outraged if the federal government were leaning on my organization to sign people up for healthcare. But so in terms of, to answer your question, going to these meetings, they led us to the Obamacare Navigators. And that's how we learned about Urban League. I didn't even know Urban League was signing people up for Obamacare. I don't think anybody knew that.
So this wasn't your first intent. You didn't say, okay, Obamacare's kicking in, let's go find some navigators.
No, it wasn't.
Intent. You didn't say, okay, Obamacare's kicking in, let's go find some navigators.
No, it wasn't really to the Battleground Texas meetings, and then Little America guy showed up. And then he's like, we have clinics here, 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 and here, and we have clinics all over the place. Here's where you got to go. So that's why we went to Urban League, because they pointed us out in that direction.
Pretty wild stuff, as always. Great work. And what's your timetable anyway for the next shoe to drop?
I've been trying to produce the story here. I'm basically the writer and the producer, but I haven't been able to sit down and do it because I've been fielding media all day.
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, because if the mainstream media won't get it out, you want the people who will get it out to get it out.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's really important. And, what we're trying to do is keep the momentum going, basically. So I would like to get it out tomorrow, if I could. And if not tomorrow, very early next week.
All right. James O'Keefe, president of Project Veritas, who is also the author of Breakthrough, New York Times bestseller, who has brought down ACORN and now has found himself a bunch of criminals who are posing, I guess, or as they participate as and act as navigators. They're, at least some of them, are urging the people that they're talking to break the law. Very good work, my friend. Thank you very much. Good talking to you, James.
Steve, thank you so much for having me on. I would love to come on again.
Anytime. Thank you. James O'Keefe, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Steve Malzberg Show. I mean, this is insane. This is total insanity. What are we doing here? What does it take to get, as Ari, was it Ari Fleischer I was speaking with before? Or Charles Hurt. Charles Hurt, who alluded to the fact that speaking with before, or Charles Hurt. Charles Hurt, who alluded to the fact that on the show right now. They're in hiding after the release of the numbers and all the failures. And on the show right now, they're in hiding after the release of the numbers and all the failures and say, it's okay. The website will get fixed. It's going to be good. Oh, we'll let you keep your insurance after. We'll change the law. No, too late for that. It's not about the website. It's a disaster. And now these groups that have been given millions of dollars of taxpayer money. I know it doesn't mean anything because when you say they spent $640 million on this website and nobody's outraged about that, and if the reports that had been reported are true and a bunch of that went to Michelle Obama's Princeton buddy, the company that she serves as an executive in, and nobody cared about that, then I guess by extension, no one's going to care. When I say no one, I mean you know who. They're not going to care about this. I mean, these are the people. Groups. See, this is all part of it. Get these left-wing liberal groups this money and let them act as navigators. Yeah, they can employ convicted felons. We don't care. Just give them the millions of dollars, let them be navigators, and now you see what happens. O'Keefe goes undercover, and he's navigators, and now you see what happens. O'Keefe goes undercover, and he's... Here it is, cut 44 one more time.
Obamacare navigators that receive millions of dollars of federal taxpayer money telling applicants to lie about their health status.
Lie because your premiums will be higher.
Okay.
Obamacare navigators advising applicants that they always lie.
Don't tell him.
Oh, you told me about that.
Yeah, but don't tell him.
I always allow my...
Okay.
Obamacare navigators counseling applicants how to defraud the federal government.
Making money on a cash basis.
Okay.
Don't get yourself in trouble by declaring it now. Making money on a cash basis.
Okay.
Don't get yourself in trouble by declaring it now.
Act as if that
Didn't happen. Okay.
never report.
Okay.
Never report it.
Act as if that
Didn't happen. Okay.
never report.
Okay.
Never report it. Reporting it. It didn't happen. These are the people. Reporting it. It didn't happen. These are the people. How? Well, it's happening. Now, why wasn't this video all over CNN today? Why isn't this going to be one of the lead videos tonight after they announce these dismal numbers on Brian Williams and on Diane Sawyer and on Scott Pele's news reports on the network newses, and tomorrow morning on the Today Show and CBS and whatever they are, Good Morning America? Why? Why is it radio silence, as James O'Keefe said? How is that possible? What kind of media do we have? James O'Keefe said. How is that possible? What kind of media do we have? Segment left in the Wednesday edition of the Steve Malzberg Show. I had to tap myself to make sure it was Wednesday. Segment left in the Wednesday edition of the Steve Malzberg